is basically the duplication. If it's not duplication, it doesn't work. So these are the 6 segments that we've brought together to help you duplicate in your business. So literally what you're going to do in your notes section of your computer, your file name in your library is going to be called, say, iBoom Welcome. And then in your file, you're going to create 6 little notes. It's 4 across the top. There's a little notepad. You press on there. In goes number 1. So you'll literally take this when you put it into the WhatsApp group, copy, paste, boom, into notes 1. And you'll see what will come up on the top. It will say 1, welcome to the team. And you'll go, right, that's my number 1. Perfect. So in number 1, you know, it's basically a set thing. You've got, I'm so excited for you. Hi, Debbie, I'm so excited for you. Welcome to the team. You keep that in, save this into your messages and notes. So this is all about duplication. As we get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, we're going to have massive teams, right? You just want this to be really easy, really flowing. And that's what I love most about this business is there's so much duplication. It's brilliant. So start here. You search iBoom on your Facebook. It's a black logo. So you just like the page, and then you're going to go and find the English version. You're going to put boom in there, and then that sends the messenger bot off, right? So basically you'll then, what it means is that you don't have to then tell your people what's going on when it's going on, because anything that's happening in our iBoom global page is on the messenger bot and it goes to people directly. So this is all about actually making people independent. You know, at the end of the day, we all want a business where we've got loads of people in our business and they're all independently doing what they're doing without us having to be asking questions, you know, teaching them to think.
Beverley, are you putting this into the notes? Into the chat?
What?
These words or not?
I'm going to put it into the team, the iBoom team WhatsApp group when I've finished.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, if you want any comments or put them in the chat or any feedback, I'll get the feedback before I do it. This is literally what I'm working through. I've worked through.
Yeah, great.
And I've got Kelly to reread it and whatever.
Thank you.
Now this iBoom, the ambassador orientation is actually what comes through to you on an email when you join. The duplication is amazing in this company, right? So you get your 5 little videos. I remember when I first got, I went, bloody hell, this is amazing. It's like they just send you, and it's like short little bite size. You can do it all at once, or you can do it, you know, day at a time, you choose. So this actually sends you to a link which actually does the same things. And then we say, right, okay, once you've done these 2 things, message me and I'll send you the links to our team calls and everything else. So the first thing is don't overwhelm people. So what we've decided, you know, when people have done that, they've gone through their basic training, they've connected in with the main Facebook group. Okay, fine, they'll come back to you and they'll say, right, okay, what's next? So you'll have copied and pasted this one, saving your messages into your notes, learning the basics. So we've got a lovely little 2 little videos here. If they haven't already learnt on the team training, there's a great video that Daniela did here on how to send an I decide and how to create a boomerang code. Now, as we all know in this group, we all create group codes, not individual codes, because group codes make it so much easier for you. And I'm actually doing 90-day codes now with, say, 30 or 50 codes in there, and that will just last for the 3 months or until that code runs out, and you can check that within the back office as well. So I'll be going through that in a minute. Also on here, you've got how to launch with Holton Bugs, which is a video. And then he's got, this is brilliant. This is basically Holton's SoundCloud, which, you know, it allows people to invite with speed to their launch calls or invite, but it tells you really, really good. It's about, you know, connecting with them, adding value, and then taking it away. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, you need to listen to it. So that will give you an incentive to do that. The compensation plan here. Now, I don't know if any of you at the weekend watched Holton Bugs, 3 hours. It was frigging awesome. You know, it felt like 5 minutes rather than 3 hours. I listened to it and I was out walking, right? It's actually in 2 parts because somebody broke the Facebook link or whatever. But if you want to learn about the compensation plan, I would actually recommend you go on to our Team iBoomers TSA page. And I put it in there, I've shared it in there as link 1 and link 2. But I would actually, when you're out exercising, doing what you need to do, whatever you're doing, I would actually really recommend you listen to that, because it really, I learned a lot from it. Things like, just simple things like calling the dual teams, you know, your team leg and your pay leg, rather than the leg with the least points on or whatever like that. You know, you've got a team leg, which you're building with your team, and you've got a pay leg, which is what you get paid on. I've just, you know, stuff like that. dynamic compression as well. If anybody can explain that to me after that as well, that's really, really good. Okay, so we've got also, this is actually something I send to a lot of people who are on the line. Holton's vision in Vegas is absolutely amazing. He does I mean, it's what got me into the business in the first place. I literally fast forwarded 20 minutes and just watched him for about an hour before the recognition, and it just sold me on the whole vision. So that to me is really, really awesome. And I also put a link into here. This is really cool. It's a 10-minute on how Vibride works, because Vibride, according to Holton yesterday, is going to be 70% of the revenue of this company within the next 2 to 3 years. So I just think we all need to be looking at Vibride and understanding it a bit better. And we've got people in Spain who are enrolling Uber drivers in America at the moment and getting them on their team. And I know, like the likes of Rob, people who are over in Houston are basically, you know, also looking at enrolling people over there at the moment. And one thing that I didn't realise, at the moment, you have to have, Vibriders have to have a separate driver code and a rider code. Can't take our current codes, which is cool. So the third one is the opportunity training and ops meetings and Zoom's IDs, right? Okay, so this basically, and this is going to vary every week because at the moment we're doing so much this week, it's amazing. But normally our Monday training time is now, so this is on Debbie's, which Debbie, you might have to change that actually, that code to put the new one in. In fact, probably most of these are going to be changed because Zoom have just changed their ID to basically we now need to have passwords to get in there because of Zoom bombing. So we've got Monday's training, then we've got literally Monday night, normally it's team training. At the moment it's an op meeting. All this week at 9 o'clock there's a meeting every single night.
Can I stop you there? Just, I will add it. I'm actually working on the document as we're talking. For our smaller team training, obviously we've got team training. Our opportunity calls for our smaller team are now going to be an option at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, so that's tomorrow, and our usual 1 p.m. on Friday. So it's a case of plugging your people in that you think are going to resonate best with the person that's hosting that call. So I'll put that in the notes. Sorry, Beverley, to interrupt.
That's cool. No, it's brilliant. Thank you. And also, actually, tomorrow night, if you've got people into health, holistic health, Jodie's actually doing the whole call, which I think if you've got people, girls out there that, you know, like holistic health, etc., she's doing Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock as well. So that's a nice one to put people into. We've got our, there we go, opportunity meetings, Debbie just said there. And then, so this is basically, and then important Zoom numbers for quick access, right? So when anybody asks me anything, we'll probably have to update these as well, but add your ID here and remove somebody you don't recognize. I put that there because you'll need your Zoom code in there for when you start doing Zoom meetings, or you want to, you know, have 3 people on a meeting or whatever. So I would add yours and take off somebody here. Actually, Thomas spells his name with an H, which I didn't realize. Anyway, so that's cool. And then the fourth bit is setting you up for success. So this one is, I call it the game plan. So it's the next step. So it's about how you build your team to Sapphire really, really quickly. It's a 10-15 minute video. It's really, really good. It just shows you what the numbers are in terms of getting to Sapphire and what you need to do as quickly as possible to get there. And the 2020 plan, this is actually Ali did this before she had her baby, and it's really good. She's basically got the notes from Thomas and Annie when they went through it with her. You know, there might be another one that somebody else can recommend, but that's the only one I've got at the moment, which I really like because it just shows you how to do the 2020 plan in terms of what you need to get to go diamond. Number 5 is setting up your new TSAs for success, right? Okay, so this is all about setting them up for success and what you have to do when you welcome them to the team. So number 1, you're going to send them the welcome message that we've just been through, number 1 at the top from your notes, and then 2 to 4 will follow when they've completed. You know, don't overwhelm them. 2 is you basically post a welcome announcement in the iBuumerang global page, right? So I normally take their Facebook page or a picture in their Facebook because they obviously like them because they've put them there. You know, tell them how excited you are to have them in the team, and really ask everybody there to join in in welcoming them. Just so you know, within our TSA, within our WhatsApp group, whoever has got a new person, we normally make them admin, and then they can invite their person into our WhatsApp group, but we don't welcome people there because it just gets too cluttered on the page. So we really add them there, say welcome from all of us. So it's a welcome from all of us. And then basically we add them into the global boom page, and it just goes off as you'll have seen. And then what we've done here as well, what I've done here is a document setting you up for your TSA for success. So that's on YouTube, and I literally did a presentation probably about 25 minutes long. It's good to watch in terms of the process, in terms of, you know, if you want to know how to set your TSA up, I suggest you watch that. It just, you know, gives you the processes and the steps. And then here's a list of things to plug your people into. The WhatsApp team group we just talked about. We've got a messenger group called Super Boomers. I've also got an Oz and New Zealand one. So if anybody likes, you know, it's got people in Oz and New Zealand, it's called Oz and NS Super Boomers. We've got 2 Facebook groups. We've got our Team iBoomers TSA Facebook, and then we've also got a prospect one, how to save money on your next holiday and get paid. Now on the call at the weekend, there was mention that they were talking to iDecide. So I think they're going to come out with a new iDecide, which won't be travel related, which will be good. And when that happens, we potentially might change the name of this group, because at the moment with what's going on in the world, I don't think it's particularly relevant that we can be posting in there, whereas before we were. So we're sort of like, that's a prospect group, but we'll see what happens with the next iDecide and we'll go from there. And then stage 2 in this is launching their business, right? So what we do is we organise a welcome call. So I had one with James this morning at 11 o'clock, and Alison, who's his sponsor. We went through his why he's chosen to do this, and we basically booked in a call for him to have his launch call. So what he does basically within the next 24 to 48 hours is he's basically going to talk to all his friends and just basically say to them, come and have a listen to what I'm doing. I thought of you because, so give them a reason. And then there's noise on here, Debbie. I don't know whether you can, yeah. And then basically invite them along. So he has a personalized launch call where we tailor it to him. It's the same as an op call, but we tailor it to him so that you know, his friends can jump on and we can tailor it to him. Now, if any of you want to do a relaunch because you didn't do a launch, I'm seriously thinking of doing a relaunch for me to get more of my friends on board. But if anybody wants to do a relaunch, now's the time to do it, because of the amount of, you know, we're #1 in the industry, etc. So I think that might be a good thing to do. So I know Mary's doing a relaunch with Julie together with Jodie, which is awesome. So you know what, just go for it. Okay, yes, I was going to say this is the listen to Holt and Bugs How to Invite, which is upstairs in the note beforehand. And we've got a huge amount of scripts in our Team iBoomers TSA page, and I don't want to, you know, like overwhelm, but if you go into the files in there, there's a lot of scripts. And I know we probably need to look at changing some as well, Debbie, because of the fact we've moved more onto tech disruptor, industry tech disruptor, you know, pioneering company rather than travel. So that's probably something we need to look at upgrading, but yeah, we'll go from there. And then also what I do is a back office tour, and I'm going to do one of those at the end of this call, just to take you through my back office. So if anybody wants to hang around after on this call, you can do. And then the 6th thing is we do message in. This is basically after the welcome call. We do, hey, great to chat earlier, love your attitude, and sorry, I love your attitude with this exclamation mark. So your job simply from now is to connect with your friends and invite them to your opportunity, invite them to your opportunity call, and add the date and time here. Please don't judge whether you think they will like it or not, right? Because the biggest thing we do is judge people on whether they think they need more money or they don't, or they can do this business or they're not, right? You know, invite them. You just have to be a king of inviting. I mean, this is so simple. We're, you know, like the people are presenting, you just have to be a king at inviting people to calls. That's what you need to be, especially, you know, good at. You don't need to do the presentations like we are. You know, we're just doing a bit earlier, so we jumped on it, but you know, you don't do that. And I would actually, I wouldn't do, oh yeah, then you're going to put the Zoom link on there. And our enrolling process. So this is basically a 5-step enrolling process. So it's literally very, very easy. It's initial message. So it might be like, hey, Debbie, you know, I've just started with this amazing company. I thought of you because you're really entrepreneurial, you're really driven, and I think you're going to love it. if I sent you a link, can you make yourself free at 9 p.m. tonight to come and watch, to come and learn about it? And I would do that as a voice message rather than a written message, because voice messages have passion in them, and you know what, people, yeah, get it. So I would be doing something very, very simply like that. If they say yes, now I would probably send them I would say, that's great. I wouldn't actually send them a link straight away. I would say, that's great. Let's, you know, let's basically, I'll touch base with the link later. And I would actually send them the link 2 to 3 or an hour or 2 before the actual presentation, as another reason to connect with them, to remind them that it's happening. So Debbie, I don't know whether you can add that bit in there for me. That'd be great. If they're unable to make the call, right, there's 2 things here. I would either, because we've got so many calls on the moment, I would either give them an either or. As in, you know, like, sorry, you couldn't make the meeting today, or can't make the meeting today. We have another one tomorrow at 9, or the following day at 9. Can you make yourself free to jump on that? The David Hunt video I really like, although I don't, we're just talking about the cartoony bit at the beginning, I don't like. But at the end of the day, the David Hunt video is a brilliant overview. And I just say, look, you know, I don't really like corporate videos, but this is a really good one. I really resonate with this in terms of the explanation of the business. And it does talk bigger than travel as well. You know, if they say, no, that's not a problem, that's great. I'll keep you in loop of how I'm getting on, or I'll keep you in the loop of how I'm, how much money I'm making. And I would probably send them an iBuumerang. So can we add that bit, Debbie, as well? So send them an iBuumerang saying, thanks so much for your time. I know we're not traveling at the moment, but please feel free to join my travel club, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, this is 100% close rate, guys. If they don't want to do the business, then send them an iBuumerang and get them on board as a customer. Okay, we've got a link there for the David Hunt video. Okay, so after the call, right, the call, this is when I basically send an I saying something like, what I love about our duplication system is it's personalized, interactive, and has great content, you know, and then put some like ... when we can travel again, right? Because the I decide at the moment is so travel centric. Normally when we started this, we'd send it out as our opener, but at the moment it's so travel centric that really it's for sign up until they change it, which they sound as though they're doing. So that's the process. And then connect up, the final 5th step is to connect up with your sponsor. So do a 3-way message in Messenger or WhatsApp, whatever your preference is. And then that leads to a Zoom call for questions and answers and the close. So it's very, very simple, very, very simple steps. And next steps also for you within this is also to find a system or a pipeline that suits you to record your contacts, whether that's Excel, CRM system, or Teamsy. Teamsy's got iBuumerang set up completely ready for this. A lot of people who do Instagram and Facebook use that. And you can create your daily schedule so you've got consistency for success. You know, the biggest thing about this is marking out time. It's like doing your exercise. You know, when you do your exercise, it's in the diary. When you do your IPA, your income producing activity for this, you're inviting an hour a day should be in the diary. We've got so many calls going on this week. Seriously, guys, it's like huge, and they're hoping to get Holton Bugs on Saturday, which will be pretty amazing. So I would, yeah, literally, we've got loads and loads of calls on. It's just gone into overdrive. Debbie, I don't know, at the end of this, we can just talk about all the promotions that they've got on at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea and a fantastic overview, Beverley. I think everybody must make a point of putting 10 minutes aside after the call, myself included, and paste those into your notes. And if it's on the iCloud, it will sync with your phone and your computer. And just for ease of getting codes and links and everything off to whoever you're talking to, it has to be quick and easy for you. I've also done a new flyer for the calls on Tuesday night and Friday, and that's going to be in addition to the post that I did over the weekend, where Tyler's got the 6 different people talking on the 9 o'clock calls throughout the week. So I'm going to just end recording, and then we'll open it up to questions and talk about the promotions. Stop.